Today we are at Polyface Farms with Joel and Daniel Salatin. We're here to show everyone exactly where their food comes from, who's growing their food, and why it's so special.
Come on, girl. Come on, girl. I'm Joel Salatin, and we are at Polyface Farm in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Our family came here in 1961, and we're still here, multi-generation. We're in the pastured livestock business. And what that means is that our animals, rather than being confined in big industrial factory type facilities, they're on pasture and they're moved daily or almost daily to fresh pasture areas. Our family came here in 1961. Dad flew in the Navy in World War II. From his earliest days, he wanted a farm. This one was the cheapest, most worn out, gullied farm that we saw. Well, how do we make a living on this place? And every single piece of advice was plant corn, plow more, use more chemicals, graze the woodlot, build a silos, go into debt. So he eschewed all of this expert advice. And we started looking at nature. Well, how does nature function? And we realized there are really some pretty simple rules in nature. Nature doesn't till, nature doesn't plow. Nature has animals everywhere, and the animals do these wonderful pruning functions, and animals move. They don't stay in one place, they move around. These are very simple rules. So it was from those simple nature patterns, if you will, that we saw early on. So, when in the 1990s, when, feeding dead cows to cows became in vogue, we didn't buy into that, not because we didn't like science or progress or cheap. We didn't buy into it because we looked around the world and said, well, where does an herbivore eat carrion? And we couldn't find it. We didn't know then that there would eventually be bovine spongiform encephalopathy, mad cow. We didn't know that then. It was enough for us to know this doesn't look like nature's template. That was enough. So it was those simple kind of patterns that we saw in nature that formed the foundation of how we gradually develop things here. We are trying to make the connection between what's on your plate and the landscape your grandchildren will inherit. Those two things go hand in hand. So imagine whatever world you want your grandchildren to enjoy. If you want a different world, well, then we have to start making different decisions. We want to be that light on a hill, that example. We've never aspired to be rich. We've never aspired to be wealthy. The wealth is in the soil. The wealth is in the health. The wealth is in the relationships and the sheer attractiveness of a better world. So here's barnyard grass. Here's some switchgrass virginianus. I'm not sure what this right here is, but the cows like it. It's like a spurge, like a leafy spurge. In just basically a square yard, we've got 1, 2, 10, 11, 13.
13, yeah.
That's the salad bar.
Yeah, they say you are what you eat, but I think people have modified that to say you are what you eat eats.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all about biodiversity.
When the animals are on this much variety, each of which is concentrating different microbes, different enzymes, different minerals, through an animal that's on this type of variety, that variety comes through the meat, the egg, the whatever it is. So you're essentially, through that hamburger, if you will, eating vicariously, eating this, as opposed to soybeans and corn in a feedlot. Instead of that, you get this tremendous salad bar.
We really have to do a better job as people on an individual level of getting to know where our food comes from. We like to partner with people and farmers who are doing things the right way. And the Salatins are going about raising their animals and tending the land in the right way. They have a real sense of community on the farm. That really pairs well with what we're doing as a company. We're trying to build a community of like-minded people. What we try to do is take that extra step, know exactly who's growing your food, how they're growing it, and that translates into the healthiest possible product for you and your family. It's just a really great partnership, and we couldn't be more excited to be able to partner with the Salatins and with Polyface Farm.